Welcome to our 3-episode mini-series of Dreams and Machines in celebration of the release of The Broken Steps, a setting guide. This is episode 2. Welcome in, everyone. This features a detailed overview of the Suriantis Simio region, including new glyphs, talents, equipments, mounts, vehicles, and settlement creation, which you would have seen in episode 1. We are going to reintroduce everyone at the table. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and a little bit about who you're playing as a refresher. And we'll start this time with Steve. Hi.
Hello. Hi, Star. Hi, I'm Steve. I work here at Modiphius doing video things, mainly here on YouTube and Twitch, depending on where you're watching this, if you're watching it live or in the future. Today I am playing Macpherson. He is an archivist tech out for one last adventure as his old age creeps up on him. He has arrived in the town of the settlement of Highguard with his companions, looking to maybe cash in on a favour with an old contact who he may have played up the friendliness of a little bit and is now regretting it.
Thank you so much. We'll pop on over to Naomi.
Hi, I'm Naomi. You can find me all over the internet at Naomi Thinks It. And today I am playing Fingers. And Fingers is very worried, and he's just had a rash, and he's passed out, and he's very stressed. But he's really glad that his friend has got a really, really important person in their life that we're going to rejoin him with.
Thank you so much. We'll pop on over to April.
Everyone, April Hill, community manager here at Modiphius. You can find me all over the internet at April Nicole Hill, and I am playing Kit Bash, who is the least skittish of the group. Seems like not necessarily the wisest, smartest, but definitely the least calm, I think. So far. So let's see today.
Excellent, thank you. And I'm StellaLuna. I'll be your game master for today. You can find me StellaLuna on Twitch, StellaLuna TV, all other social media. We will open up on a brand new scene. Following the events of what happened at the Smith's desk,
It's fine.
you've recovered and you've prepared your materials and everything that you need for the road. As a group, you've decided, all right, you have a heading and there's a missing person. Someone of great importance to the people of Highguard, and also kind of low-key someone who owes our dear Macpherson a favor or a debt. Depends on the way that you look at it.
I hope so.
As the group of you are heading to the Crown Ridge Mountains, you are following the trail that has been left behind by Eewin. You have a few important details that you've discovered from addressing Eldersmith IO. Sorry, acting Eldersmith IO. Very important. You know that Eewin left with 2 spears, and they were both riding chargers. These flat-top, goat-like creatures, very similar to the one that our dear Kit Bash is riding as well. And you know that they made their way southwest towards the Horseshoe Mountains, and you are looking for hydroponic towers. Unfortunately, that's not a lot to go on, but fortunately, there is a bit of a trail that you can see here and there peeking out in the direction that Eewin had gone himself. I would like someone to please volunteer to roll Insight Survival to follow the trail.
I would do, but I'm still not feeling very well.
Insight survivals.
And the difficulty is going to be 2.
Would you want to help? I'll roll the main if you want to help. Then
Is that Macpherson or is that me?
no. Finger said that they are not feeling well, so they are recovering, probably
Yeah.
like slumped over like
I'll,
the back of the mount or something.
Yeah, I'll try and help. I think Macpherson at this point is probably a little distracted in things, and is just like yes. He's trying to work out how he's going to get through this without people realizing he may have overinflated his relationship with Eowyn. So, but it's fine. Yeah. So you want the assist first, and it is survive. What was it? Survive and?
So it's going to be 1d20, and it's just insight.
1d20. Oh, just insight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Nope. That's a 16, and my insight was 11. Sorry.
Then
Hey.
I got an 8 and another not 1.
Very nice.
This is how you
Yeah,
kick off
so that-
sessions, isn't it? You just like...
An 8, yeah, but the 8 got me nothing, so I'm just working with the nat 1.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
3.
That's going to be 3 successes, yes.
Oh.
Sweet.
So with the 3, you beat it. Unfortunately, you don't get any momentum here. But essentially, being on top of your charger, I imagine that your mount actually helps you a bit here as you're making your way on the trail. They are snuffling at the ground, and you can hear the snorting of your beast of burden here as
Please show us the mount. Please show us the mount. Please, I would like to see the mount. Please, I would like to see the baby.
Aww.
She is snorting. Oh, she's been summoned. Can you come up here?
Mount, attend me.
Yep.
Mount.
Oh.
Now she's like, no, I will. I am here. Yeah, my snorting mount. It was minus her horns and minus the size.
Okay, as the GM, and you know, this is my table, so I can make up the rules. I'm gonna give you 1 momentum.
Oh, I'm amazing.
Because
Momentum
that
for
was
dog.
really
Girl.
Good job, Cookie.
cute. Good job. So
Steve, I need you to go and get a cat immediately.
I can't compete with that.
So essentially, they're smelling the ground, and likely they smell the other chargers, and they are essentially leading the way, both with your expertise of handling your mount and surveying the geological region that is opening up before you. You begin to head deeper and deeper into the mountains. As the group of you are making good time, Fingers, you are starting to feel a little better, but I imagine that there are after effects of drowsiness, maybe be feeling kind of stuffy in the face.
Sweating a lot.
Traveling after such an experience is very uncomfortable. What would you have done with the moss, which we have now canonized is something you're
I am
allergic to?
Oh no.
I
so
think I have a glass jar, but I've covered it in like caution stickers. So I'm
Right.
treating it. So I've got a glass jar, and then it's like inside another like big wooden thing with a hole in it, and inside another. So I'm like Matryoshka dolling this thing because it's so dangerous. It's clearly poisonous to everyone, not just me.
That's so funny, because I was gonna offer, like as like a downtime thing as you're traveling, if you want to turn it into medicine, you can. But I don't know if it's gonna be medicine for you. Maybe you can make it less potent. But essentially, because of your role from last time analyzing the moss, you would be able to confirm that it does have medicinal properties. Maybe not to you, or under certain circumstances, but
It's all about dose. That's what
Some
it
people are
is.
allergic to penicillin, and maybe you're
That's
just
true.
allergic. This is a penicillin
yeah.
I
Yeah,
found a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
panacea except for me. Something that fixes all the world's ills except mine. So
That-
classic
Oh,
fingers.
fingers. That
Yeah.
seems like fingers coated. Like I love that.
Yeah. Gives you hiccups every time you think about it.
Yeah.
So you're kind of puzzling over it, and you are able to kind of discern if you wanted to turn this into a salve of some kind. It is something that you could do. You would have to be extremely careful. And I will say that the truth is that you are allergic to this moss. So if you want to turn it into medicine, it will be slightly more difficult than it would have normally
I
been.
would love to be sitting backwards on the mount, legs crossed, massive gloves, like all the way up to my armpits, like a respirator and like a face mask over the top, and then goggles and a headscarf. And I'm just essentially like, yeah, I'm checking it. completely covered as much as physically possible.
Okay, yeah, if you would like to try to turn this moss into medicine, let me get an insight survival check from you. I'm going to
Sure.
say the difficulty is going to be 4.
Oh, I'm going to fail that.
We've got 1 momentum, and you've got your spirit if you want to
Yeah.
use that too.
Could I assist with my toolkit? I've got a toolkit, like a custom tool rig, which has a number of tools on it, and so I might be able to. When you, I'm spending spirit allows you
I'm
to
gonna
both
roll.
times
I'm gonna
D20
roll and
can re-
fail,
Okay,
and that's okay.
okay, fine.
Yeah, you're like pulling out these tools to suggest, but you see that Fingers isn't even
Yeah.
looking at you.
Already unconscious.
Yeah.
Just squirreling away.
So, I can exchange spirit for rerolls or extra dice, or both.
So there's a couple of things that you can do. You can spend spirit to add dice, you can spend it to reroll dice, and you can also spend it to avoid injuries.
Okay. So I've got 1 success currently.
Okay.
I would like to use 2 spirit.
Okay.
To add. Reroll 1, add 1. So I'm basically adding 2 more opportunities.
Yeah.
And see how it goes. Okay, that is 3 successes.
Okay. So
I'll level
I'll
with you.
say
It's
that
more
you
than I
make-
thought you were going to.
Yeah, me too.
yeah, it's pretty impressive. You can already feel a sort of like itchiness kind of pervading the gloves, and you get progress done, but I'm going to say that you haven't completed the salve quite yet. You have to essentially take a break to make sure that you don't get unwell, especially being out on the road. It's going to be a little more dangerous and a little more precarious in this situation. So you pack it up and put it away, but it's pretty much like 75% done.
Nice.
You get the sense that, like, if you have another moment of downtime, you could probably work on it and essentially make medicine that can be very, very helpful for other people, unfortunately. Anyone but me?
So selfless.
So as Kit is leading the way, as Fingers is busying himself with working on the moss, what do we see Macpherson doing? What are you thinking? How are you feeling? Let's check in with Macpherson.
Let's check in.
How you doing, buddy?
He's he's I think he's probably a little some of the time he's quite quiet. He was clearly like wondering what's going on, because he was expecting to arrive in Highguard and have, you know, his old friend greet him, to have Eowyn be like, "Oh yeah, remember that thing you helped me with? It's so great, and why don't you set up shop here and have a great place and an amazing retirement, and we'd love to have you here." And I think kind of turning up and finding Eowyn's not there, it's kind of like started him questioning it all. He's like, this might not work out. And also,
Does he even remember me?
does he even remember? I'm pretty sure he was a big, he was sincere. I'm very sure but why isn't he here? If he isn't here, maybe he wasn't sincere. I don't know. I don't think that AO chap is going to be very useful at all. He doesn't.
You're starting to get that sort of thing of like, yeah, you know, when people are like, yeah, you can stay with us anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
And no follow-up.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
I've
yeah,
just done the sci-fi equivalent of calling someone saying I need a lift to the airport, and they're clearly not down for it. You know, it's like, it's like, why are you calling me at 4 a.m.? So yeah, I think there's that. I think probably at some point as well, he would turn to Kit and say something like, they'd mentioned that Eowyn left being accompanied by two spears. Friends of yours? Do you know them at all? Would you have any idea? Or
Jim? Let me open the name generator. I think, well, okay, here's a question for you, Kit. What would be your relationship and your motivations being part of the Spears of Highguard? Essentially, the Spears are extremely important to the people of Highguard, not only as protectors, but also as individuals who are answering a calling. You have to there is a rite of passage that you have to succeed in order to have the respect and the training required of being a spear. The electro spear that you wield is incredibly important because not only is it a formidable weapon, but it also has the ability to discharge EMPs, which is extremely crucial in those moments that there are machines that need to be taken down. So in those moments of extreme crisis, people are looking to you. You are the problem solver. You are the bastion. This is a lot to put on a person, but how does Kit handle this? What has your upbringing been like?
I would say Kit is definitely not a newbie to her tasks, but she's definitely not a leader. She's definitely not high up in the ranks or anything like that as far as within the spheres go. But I mean, she's probably made a lot of friendships with a lot of these people through rivalries of sort. Because they can be a cocky group, trying to one-up each other and stuff like that. So if I were to know these two, it might be kind of like a rivalry type of situation where I'm like, maybe we were friends, but in that like, but remember that time that I downed this one before you could type situation, like, but that's just
Feels
kind of like how they
frat
are.
kind of vibes, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, basically. So that's like kind of how I envision she would fit in with this group.
Okay. A follow-up question. Upon hearing that Eewin left with 2 spears and 2 chargers, would you have followed up with that and essentially gone to the stables, asked who's missing? Is that something that Kit would do?
Yeah, that's something that I would have liked to have done, just because that would have just been like, oh, well, who did he take? Just to be like, oh, again, why did he take them and not me? Why did he send me to do this instead of go with him? If like, I would want to know, because my internal monologue would be like, I wasn't good enough to go with him on that, but he sent me on this, so I would want to know for those reasons.
He sent me
Absolutely.
with these jokers?
Maybe he gave me that responsibility because he knew that it was going to be a loss.
Okay, fair enough, yes.
He's thinking it. Plus, like, Fingers is a longtime friend, so it's like, I didn't mind, but I
That's
knew.
true.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you were maybe Fingers' handler. That was kind of the vibe.
That's so
We
funny.
did that because we've had that history before anyway. And I knew we could do that. It's fine.
Yeah. I like the names that you came up with way better. Okay. So you would have been able to identify the two spears that went missing are Europa and Ganymede. You know that Europa is a bit on the older side, probably your senior, has been a spear for, let's say, about 8 years longer than you. And so they're pushing like their 40s essentially. And Europa is considered one of the most proficient outriders, and is known to have been a champion of like different tournaments and competitive spirit sort of things, is generally the winner, generally the best, someone to look up to, or
Someone to try to best.
yeah.
Best for now.
For now. And then the other outrider, Ganymede, you know them to be actually someone younger than you. They are currently in their first year of being a full-fledged spear. So they are someone that is trying to prove themselves, pushing themselves. And you know that they're willing to take risks, willing to take opportunities to try to get things done. We'll say that Ganymede comes from a larger family, and essentially a lot of their younger siblings are currently like working towards their rite of passage, and there's just a great well of enthusiasm in their household. All these younger children are excited for their older sibling and want to follow their footsteps. Ganymede's the first one in their family to have become a spear. So there's a lot of hope, a lot of brightness in Ganymede's future and their presence. And, that sort of fuels them to perform. Whereas Europa, having been around, she is more of a enters the room and there's already a presence sort of vibe, but they aren't necessarily trying to strive for anything because they've already got a wall full of trophies, essentially. But that the fact that Eewin chose the two of them probably suggests that Eewin is being cautious, but also sees this as an opportunity to train Ganymede on what is probably their first excursion away from Highguard. So with this information, how does Kit feel about this?
Good choices. I can see why he sent me on this mission and not that mission. He needed somebody trustworthy, but also wanted somebody that had fresh eyes and experiences with whatever they're doing. So I'm good about it. It's fine. I think he made good choices. Yeah. But also I'm a little worried because he did take somebody that's very green. And so if they did get into any trouble, it's just two competent people. Well, I mean, not that they're not competent, the young one's not competent, but that does give me a little bit of worry. Like if they were to get into any trouble, there's two people that I know can pull their weight, and that one I'm just like hoping, especially with the large family, because I still have the heartstrings for family. I still hope that they come back okay and that they're taking care of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you see like a swell of complicated emotions on Kit's face. Appreciation, but concern.
Yeah.
The
What was the
rocky
question that led into that? Sorry, what was the question that led into that? There wasn't that.
It was just, do you know them? Just simply, do you know them? And it's like, I think probably if I see like any, I won't necessarily push it. I'll be like, oh, I'm just, but if you volunteer information, I'll listen. But
yeah.
I think it kind of, it's interesting, the way you talked about your relationship with them. It's kind of like, I think that's probably why Macpherson also lets you, indulge in that subtle rivalry that they have, where it's like kind of, he knows that's kind of how spears in this area go, and it's like that little bit, it makes sense. It makes sense to him. He knows he's not in the club, but he's like, well, I'm going to get a bit joshed from it, but that's about it.
But maybe it's an honorable thing, like that I'd give that to. Like,
yeah,
it shows it's like it's a respect thing. It's part of my culture.
That's true.
In this area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from the time that you spent in Highguard, you've definitely been able to clock that the sense of rivalry, the sense of competition, it's not from a place of antagonism. It's more of a pressuring you to grow.
Right.
Because there's a genuine understanding that we live in a place of hardship, of difficulty, and growth is inevitable and it's required. The people who live here they struggle to get just basic resources, and to keep Highguard running, it requires people like you who are able to fix things, who are able to source things. And it is because of community itself that it's able to thrive. This would not be possible by just a single person whatsoever.
That's cool.
So by encouraging each other, there's different ways to do it. And this one is trying to invoke a sense of like passion and pushing forward, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, it's not antagonistic.
Offer up like a little bit of information about the two spears that are with. But I mean, not like go into too many details, but just offer some information, like basics to know what we're looking for, who we're looking for.
I think as long as I think as long as Kit says or indicates, they're good people. They should be the right ones. They'll be able to look after him. That's probably all I'm after. I think it's kind of like, I just want to make sure that my friend is not, or my potential friend is going to come back.
Yeah, and as as an additional thing, you would know the names of the chargers as well. You would know that Europa's charger is named Mary, and Ganymede's charger is named Rhyme.
I like rhymes.
I love it so much.
Christmas time, merry and rhyme.
Careful, we'll get a strike.
Dirty dogs who go to do crime.
Several hours pass by, and you make good time crossing into the Horseshoe Mountains. We see a montage, a very distant cinematic shot as you are sitting on the crest of these mountains and you're settling down to make lunch. We see the campfire wisping back up as you settle and grab some quick food, and then you pack up to continue and forge on. A day passes, more travel, and eventually, after a great stretch of the Horseshoe Mountains, you begin to see the outline of a structure in the distance. Can I get an insight study check from somebody, please?
Is it hydroponic towers?
Yes. Probably.
That's my insight check. Insight what? Study?
Yes, please.
Okay. Cool. That is one success.
Okay, the difficulty was 1. Okay, as you are looking over towards the tower, you see that it is an ancient vent tower. It looks almost like a spear itself rising out of what was once inevitably a dormant geothermal spike. It is a dusty and derelict rusted chrome fang set amidst the peaks of the surrounding mountains. It is a tall building, and it is very geometrical in shape. It catches your eye almost immediately as it is pressed against the backdrop of the more jagged scenery here. And it is mostly rusted over, so it doesn't glint very strongly against the afternoon sun as you come up towards it. But you also notice that the scattered shrubs around you have been chewed back and trampled thoroughly in the area, which is something unusual to you.
Not something that would be done by chargers?
It does seem like perhaps that makes perfect sense.
Or it
They must
could
have
be
been
a
here.
beast?
The beast?
A beast? Okay. Can I... If someone doesn't have a move that they would like to do, I would like to go creeping.
Okay.
So I guess a quickness move. Like, I want to basically do a like to the floor kind of scout around to just see as quietly as I can if there's something here.
Okay, you notice the trampled shrubs. You pop off the back of Kit's mount and you begin scurrying, trying to inspect and move along your own accord. You can absolutely do a quickness move check, or you could do a quickness sneak check. We'll say the difficulty's 2.
While fingers goes low, can I go high and actually like stand on my mount to like?
Oh, cool.
So we do get the high and the low. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah. So as you kind of stand up, can I get an insight study check from you? Difficulty is going to be 2.
Macpherson will just be like, let me know if you find anything.
It's 2 16s. You can't tell, but it's 2 16s.
Ooh. Be sure
Which
to let me
means-
know if you ever roll a 20.
I will.
'cause that's
I will. I beefed it, but just not enough. I'm trying. Oh, I will happily succeed at a cost, though, GM.
Not again.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So what did Kit get?
And mine was also insight.
Insight study, difficulty 2. No, okay.
I did not.
Okay.
Dang.
So, you decide to succeed at a cost. All right. So that is going to earn me a complication here.
Oh, don't
You
fall unconscious
scrabble
again.
around in the dirt, moving between the scattered shrubs, and you pause. You feel something underneath you. there's something like a vibration coming from underneath your feet, Fingers, especially now that you have your feet on the ground. But it's impossible to tell what the source of it exactly is. It's almost imperceptible. You almost miss it. And it feels closer to a bad gut feeling than actual unsteadiness of shaking earth. There's this brief moment where something feels wrong, but you can't put your finger on it.
I think I go, oh, I think we should back up to the others. Does it feel like electricity or some kind of motor?
It's really hard to tell. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like you know when sometimes it might feel like someone like touches your shoulder or like brushes up against you and you look and there's nothing there.
Okay, I
It's
spin
kind of
around.
like that, but under your feet.
And I use my foot to gently move away some like sand or earth to see what's under there.
There's nothing under there. Whatever it is, it must be deep underground. Weird.
I run back to the mount. I'm really starting something wondering. I don't like small.
What? Calm down.
What's the matter?
What's
the
wrong?
matter? Come on.
What's really funny is your mic kind of blew out there, so it was just like it was just a mumble. I loved it.
Yeah, there's like something and it's under the ground. And I don't think it likes me.
What do you mean something?
I like it. You ever seen a ghost? You ever had a ghost in your bed? Feels kind of like
No.
that.
We've had this conversation. Ghosts don't exist.
Yeah, well, I had one in my bed when I was 8, and it feels like that. So, do with that what you will. I just think we should move, maybe.
Oh, but show me where it is. Show me.
I'm not going anywhere near it. And
Point at
Fingers
where it is.
points
Okay.
in the general direction.
I'll wander off. Do I have anything like a kind of? I mean, my tool rig is nice and non-specific at the moment. Do I have anything particular on it? Like kind of. I don't want to go full
No.
Star Trek and like beep, 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 but you know, I'm kind of leaning in that direction.
The wonderful thing is we have supply points that you can burn to essentially be like, I had this all along.
Cool. Is that
Oh,
what it says? So I've got TL3. Is that what that means, or is that the tech level? That's the tech level.
That's the tech level, yeah. So you have 8 supply points, Macpherson.
Okay.
I'll say that if you want to spend 1 supply point, that you have a technobabble geodetector.
I mean, it seems maybe just like
Seismic something.
yeah, like an electricity detector, like something that could detect.
Gotcha. Like static or
yeah.
My spear automatically it starts going beep, 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 beep.
I can
you just look like a metal
and
detector.
get my prop out now, which is good. So
Okay.
so I'll just prop. Yeah, I know. I don't get to use this often, so I'll go out there and I'll be like when I sort of
very
scan with
nice.
it.
I
And
love
it sort of does a little
yeah.
scanny thing. And
It's fun.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
it's
It makes
very
noise.
yeah, but so I'll sort of scan something and be like, yes, there's.
Yes. So,
I mean,
as
maybe
you
there isn't. I
begin
don't know.
to
Maybe I do
use
nothing.
It, let's get an insight operate check from you.
Okay.
You absolutely have the tool, but we'll see what kind
Sweet.
of reading you can
Insight
get. The
operate.
difficulty is 3.
This is my moment. This is my moment. Insight operate. Here we go. 11.
You can use
insight
spirit to add an
plus-
extra dice. Or some momentum.
Sure.
Can I spend a spirit to get an extra dice?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
I'll do that then. So I'll set my spirit to. I've now down to 4 spirit because I gave you 3 already. So now I'm up to 3. I've got. It's a good day to be Macpherson. My insight is 11, and my operate is 4. I've got a 6, a 3, and a 2. All the
Ooh,
points.
Okay.
So what? 4
that's-
successes.
That's gonna be
5 successes.
2 underneath my operate, so that's 5, isn't
That's
it?
7. That's 7 successes, I think. You said 3
7.
dice. So 3 for the insight, and then for the operate, you get 2 for each one that is underneath.
Oh wow,
So that
cool.
would be 7. Yeah. So they would make 4 momentum.
My
That is
job here is done.
wild.
We are now
Okay.
at 5 moment.
Okay. So you begin to boop 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 boop
Yeah,
on
man.
your device. Yes,
I've
yes.
lost it now.
The readings are unusual. You are able to detect that there is an expansive underground facility here, and likely a cave system right where you're standing. As to what the source is, it's kind of hard to tell. The frequencies are inconsistent. You are essentially getting a reading. There's multiple things happening down there. There seems to be something that gives a steady frequency, and then there's an occasional flutter of something that is irregular. So it gives the impression that maybe there's something organic down there, or something that is operating in a way where it's able to be random.
Okay.
And also something mechanical.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's not. I feel it makes sense with the
Maybe.
idea. I don't think the device would be like so incredibly detailed. It feels like just like a general all-purpose, like a LiDAR or something. I don't know. Is that a right word? Probably
like
not.
to
Let's say it is.
I like to imagine that a lot of the information I gave you is just from your expertise, like
Okay.
just from your extrapolation of the information. Because
Okay.
yes, it is definitely a rudimentary device, but you are experienced, you know what you're looking at, and you're able
Okay.
to essentially tie that together with what is likely to be the truth here.
Okay, cool. I will head back over and explain and relay that basically to my companions and say, like, we can't really tell what it is, but there's definitely interesting things down there.
So there's like a machine and then
maybe.
a creature.
Maybe
I don't-
not, but
As you say creature, there is a familiar grunting guttural sound, something that sounds like distress, catching your attention as you see 2 large lumbering creatures beginning to move towards you. You turn in their direction and you see 2 large goat-like creatures, the Chargers, and you
Marion
recognize
Rhyme.
them
Partners in
instantly.
crime.
Marion Ride.
They look distressed. It looks like someone's going to need to calm them down.
I'll go over there to try to, and I'll take mine as well over there just to like,
Yeah.
look, you're okay. You're amongst your herd.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make this easier because you were taking your mount with you. I'm going to need either a resolve survival or a resolve talk check from you. We'll do difficulty 2.
Survival or my talk and my survival are the same. Difficulty 2.
Yes.
Okay.
you got this.
Resolve.
You got this.
I got. Okay. With this one. Okay. No, I can. Okay. So I got 1 success.
Okay.
I got a 3. And my resolve's a 7. My talk is a 1. And my other one was a 15. I will spend a spirit. Re-roll this one.
Momentum, because we got heaps of it and we'll lose it.
That's true.
Yeah, the momentum I can use it to gain more spirit. So I'll lodge that for,
Okay.
because I'm full up on my spirit right now. So I'll just use a spirit to re-roll. That made it. Is this one similar to where, because I rolled a 19.
Okay.
Difficulty was 2. Does that make the difficulty rating if I roll a 20 or a 19? It's a complication? Do you know?
If you roll a 20, it becomes a
Only 20?
complication.
Okay,
yeah.
so not. Okay.
So you're fine. And you're also more than welcome to keep spending spirit if you want. I'm okay with that.
Well, I've got 6, so I was like, and these are important to me. So this was like an instance where I was like, this would be something. So I got 1 success.
Okay, 1 success.
Gonna
All right.
spend another spirit.
Yep.
It's not that
Okay,
important
so
to me.
what happens here is the more
Mhm.
experienced charger, Mary. Mary instantly begins to calm down, hearing your voice, being able to recognize, oh, this is definitely a spear from Highguard, immediately comes to a stop. The other charger, however, Rhyme, continues to be distressed and essentially is stomping around, making a ruckus, and it is essentially disturbed in the background. It's not doing anything harmful, but it is making a lot of noise and also stomping the ground pretty firmly. You see, as they're closer now, that both of the chargers have saddles, supplies, and broken reins. It is very
Hmm.
likely that they were tied up and they broke free, probably because Ewan and the other outriders were gone for a while. Eventually, the chargers needed to start eating and take care of themselves, so they broke free of their reins.
Can I? Sorry, do you have something, Kit?
No, I was clearing my throat.
Can I spend momentum to make something true?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's going to cost 2 momentum to create a truth.
Okay.
3.
I know that because I was afraid of chargers as a child, and things make me nervous. My parents taught me that there's like a little, the way that chickens you can like lie them down and draw a line.
Yep.
There's like a particular motion. Okay, so you can hypnotize chickens. Sorry, probably should have started with that.
Okay.
That's
can
amazing.
hypnotize
I love
Tell
that.
me more.
Fast. So basically, you draw a line in front of their eyes and make them look upon it, and then they just sort of like go completely zen and like you have to like snap them out of it.
This is amazing.
Love that.
True thing you can find on YouTube. You can look up chickens being hypnotized. But I know that chargers also have that reflex.
Okay, yes,
if you
they
do
do.
a particular set of like circular motions in front of their eyes. And so I'd like
Okay.
to hypnotize the second charger, please.
Absolutely. So you see fingers kind of moving in front of Rhymes's field of view and start making motions with his hands. And slowly, Rhyme begins to calm down.
What are you doing? What is what
I'm
how did you
scared.
know
He's
that?
scared.
It seems to be working.
Listen, I got bitten by a charger puppy when I was very small, and I had to go to an 8-week charger handling course, recommended by my therapist, and they told this to us because I wasn't doing very well.
Make it sound like you caught like drink driving. That thing got sent to like safe chicken handler, safe charger
Yeah.
handling. God. Wow. Well, it
So-
seems to be working. Whatever it is, Fingers is doing. it
Yeah,
does seem to-
as long as you don't like clap or snap, they'll just stay chilled out. Okay.
So, with the chargers calming down now, you're able to have a closer look at this building that you're standing in front of. The design is something that the group of you have likely encountered before spending time here in the Badlands. It is a heating tower. Its general purpose is to generate power from using natural energy. Likely there are geothermal vents underneath the ground, as well as utilizing the heat and the rays of the sun as well to sustain scientific and research facilities that are long defunct and no longer available, but the ruins of them still remain now after the war. You see that this building here, and also with the combined rumor of the moss that you've learned, it's likely this is the hydroponic tower that you are looking for. Whether it's still working or not, there's only one way to find out.
We've got to go inside.
It appears so.
Should we
Is there a door?
I'm glad you asked.
Were we able
You
to
s-
take the chargers with us, like, and like at least like subdue them and tie them up and stuff? Like,
Yeah. You absolutely would have additional supplies, especially since you're on a charger right now. I imagine that it would be protocol to have additional reins and materials to help lead in case things break along your expeditions, etc. So you're able to essentially tie the two chargers and sort of make like a caravan. And you would know that they're trained well enough that if Fingers and Macpherson wanted to ride on them, that is something that you can do. They are friendly to all people.
How tall
I
is
bag
the
that
average
right.
charger? How
Oh, they're
like-
pretty big.
Okay, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty small.
So
We
I would
you
say-
push up. It's fine.
yeah. So I would say this about the size of a horse, essentially.
I might need a little help getting up there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I can help you.
I'll
You-
boost you. I got you. I got you, buddy.
I make
imagine-
the noise of going to help, and then it's like, don't.
That's almost as good as actually help.
I'm just imagining like a really cool maneuver where Kit like flips her spear and then uses it to like holds it out in a way where it's like a footstep basically, and you
then
can
just-
just like up onto. Yeah. So the three of you are now mounted and you're looking at the tower. You can see that there is a large double set of doors that mark the main entrance to this building, but it looks like that they have fallen and cracked on themselves, so they block the way. They're sort of broken. It looks like it's small enough that someone could potentially sneak inside, and that kind of tracks with like, oh, they tied their chargers up. They probably left the chargers outside to go check it out.
Right.
Or you can try to force it open with the chargers. You do have 3 of them. This is something that you could do.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Go. We need to like really think about this. Obviously, if we make too much noise, one of the chargers is maybe gonna get real upset again.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but I don't want to go into a second trap.
Second.
I think we should be fine. I mean, this place looks big and
Yeah. You can always do your
yeah.
Trick.
Calm down again. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a one-use thing, because then my elbows get really swollen if I do it too much.
Okay. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it then, shall we?
So, you have a choice to make here. Do you want to force the door open with the chargers, or do you want to leave them behind and sneak inside?
I prefer to sneak, personally.
Can we get inside without using them to open the doors?
Yes, you'll have to find a way to open it, so you could try to use like brute strength or come up with some kind of solution. It's not required to use them.
Okay.
Do you want to leave the dog behind, yes or no? I guess that's the question.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can. Yeah, just to keep him safe. I think that because like you said, like trying to, if we break open the doors, it might be kind of loud, or it might cause like an avalanche. We don't know what's inside this place, and it could cause like internal destruction, and we don't know what's going on. So maybe we sneak in.
Yeah, I am taking that particular approach because that is on my sort of character goals and things, is to do sneak and avoid trouble by refusing to engage. So
We can always
Hey.
come
I'm
back
happy to
and
be
get them,
forced out.
but we don't know what
Yeah.
it's like on the other side yet. So it's good to check.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm gonna need quickness sneak rolls from everyone, please.
Oh,
Mhm.
Bob.
The difficulty is going to be 2.
To each to group.
2 each.
I'm so glad I earned some momentum earlier, because I'm going to cash one of those in right now and take one momentum to get 3 dice.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm going to sacrifice 2 spirit.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I don't know how much. So I have my quickness is a
Yes.
10, my sneak is a 3,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a 6 and a 4.
Okay.
So I got 1 die
you got
under
2 successes.
2.
2. I also got 2. I got a 6 and a 5 and an 11, and I needed under a 7.
Excellent. Okay. So everyone succeeds. There's no momentum generated, however. So
I'm not
as you
particularly sneaky,
are...
but I just go slowly naturally. So,
As you are beginning to enter into this building, you can see quite quickly, quite easily, that it is broken up into these large bubble-like platforms that essentially intersect with one another. You can see that the tower goes up with these winding platforms, and there are accessibility ways that you can essentially just walk or wheel up. And this is a pretty expansive building. It looks like this was essentially used to generate an industrial amount of energy. And you can see that there are signs that have been plastered onto the walls that have more or less eroded down. At one point, they would have been able to direct you the way that you need to go, but oh no, you can't read them now. And very interestingly, most recognizable perhaps to Macpherson and Kit, there are glyphs on the walls. You know that glyphs are essentially these sort of stamps. They more or less they're essentially like QR codes in a way. They are a type of language that look like fractal lines and boxes, and it's really hard to interpret it, one-to-one, but you can see at a glance that these have been put onto the walls, and the whole purpose of them is to essentially give commands to machines. Back before the war, when machines were part of everyday life, essentially glyphs would be put onto walls, onto objects, etc., and they would be read by the machines as, do not enter into this hallway. No machines allowed in this hallway. Or essentially give commands of like, avoid this person or avoid these things. And as a archivist, you would know that these glyphs can be very useful to help hide from machines. The purpose of the glyphs are different in nowadays.
okay.
And for Kit, as a spear, it is very common that clothes that you wear or makeup or different objects that you have are likely to have glyphs on them, and they can help you fight against machines. For example, there are certain glyphs that are like a protection glyph, and if a machine reads it and doesn't malfunction, which there's a high chance that it will malfunction, it might perceive it as, I need to protect this entity. Or there are even some like camouflage glyphs that exist where when it reads it, it just pretends you don't exist. It pretends that there's nothing there, and that's part of the programming. Unfortunately, the machines that do wake up every now and then, they kind of fritz very often, so it's not a guaranteed sort of technology.
Okay.
So as you are entering into this tower, you can see that there are faint glyphs, which means machines might have been here at one point a long time ago.
But
It
there's
is
definitely
quiet.
no more anymore. There's none in here now. Don't worry about it.
You look around. Let me get insight study checks from everybody.
Okay.
And as you're looking around, we'll do a difficulty 1 here.
Okay.
Tell me what exactly you are interested in trying to look for.
I got 1 success. I would be trying to like determine what the glyphs mean.
Okay.
If I could determine any of them, like what any of their functions were.
That's 2 from fingers, so you get 1 momentum. And
I
then
get,
how
I
about
got,
for
I got
Macpherson?
nothing.
0. Okay,
I'm
fantastic.
You're like, wow, patterns.
I'm running out. I've been walking a lot. I need a snack and a rest. It's clear.
It's very
Getting
dark in
crotchety.
here. You can see that the only sources of light right now are essentially any holes that might have formed in the sides of the building that are filtering in the afternoon light. So it's pretty inconsistent in here, and it's
You
very
didn't bring
dim.
your specs. You've only got your reading glasses. Rubbish.
I've done that thing where they're on my head, and I'm like, I don't know where they are. Has anyone
That's so
seen
funny.
them?
Oh my god. Okay, as you're looking at the glyphs on the wall, you can see that the majority of them are instructions to stay out of this area. This is probably an area that was meant to have human traffic, and so it was meant to not have machines interfere with what is probably like the lobby, essentially.
So it's good we didn't bring the mounts in here again. Because they would have been like, can't. Okay.
So this is a very safe area.
That's good.
As you're looking around, it's quiet. You can barely hear anything. There's the occasional tumbling of rocks in the distance. You hear a drip of water somewhere, far, far echoing off of the walls. The area, the platform that you're currently on, you can see that there are what were essentially once flower beds. There is a reception desk, and you see that there is a large metal poster that has been rusted off, and it clearly defines this place as being a hydroponic garden.
Well, this is the
Interesting.
place they were looking for then.
It certainly lines
So-
up with moss, at any rate.
Where would you go next? I mean, moss only really grows in damp places, so you probably want to go towards the water.
Underground?
Also, GM, I would like to scavenge, please.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me. Ooh, let's see. Let's make this fun. How fun can we make this? Maximum fun.
I worry.
Hey,
that
I'm
Alright.
happy to
needs
succeed at
ground-
scavenging at a cost. Let's go.
Okay, do you want to do this quickly or do you want to do this well?
I want to do it well.
Okay, so I'm going to say that this is going to be either an insight study or an insight survive.
Okay, insight study, I shall. While these guys are reading glyphs, I'm like, but is there some stuff that's not nailed down?
Okay, I'm going to say difficulty 2.
Well, I failed, so I got
Would
a
you like to
19 and a 13, which is balls.
Would you like to succeed at a cost?
What? Let's go.
Why change the habit
Okay.
of life?
Okay. As a river grabber, you know that these places are treasure troves of supplies. You
I'm
have the
sniffing.
upbringing. Yeah, you big sniffing here. You know that the resources that are the most overlooked can be repurposed. And sometimes it's not the most obvious thing that you see that is the most resourceful thing. You're looking around and you can see that the flower bed, although completely absent of any kind of flora or any kind of useful dirt, there are likely copper wires, there are internal mechanisms, sprinklers, different bits and baubles that you can literally rip
Measuring
out.
devices and humidity sensors and stuff.
This place was definitely meant to be automated, so you can find all sorts of little trinkets that will be useful in different machines and with different purpose.
My
So
whole
I'll-
face is in there. I'm like a mole, like in there, searching and pulling things out.
I will say that the complication is that there's a bunch of dirt in the way. So this will either be time consuming or you can be loud in order to get to the things that you want.
I would like to be loud, please.
Okay.
I jump inside the box and I'm like, guys, I think there's some good stuff in here. And then I kick out the side of the box to release the dirt onto the floor and just like clatter it sideways. And then I kick the other sides down to like be able to dig through quicker.
Yes. As this is
Yes.
happening, the noise reverberates off of the cavernous chamber that you are in, and it echoes.
Don't worry, guys.
Echoes.
Guys.
As you do so, you are able to see your prize glittering with the faint light that comes pouring, filtering into the holes of the walls, copper wires, and measuring devices. You're able to like rip them out, and you have them in your hands, and they immediately go into your pockets.
I feel like
have
this is the
so many supplies.
Oh, sorry. I feel like
What were you
this is
gonna say,
how
Stu?
I feel like this is how Macpherson and Fingers bonded in the first place. Is like you just like pulling stuff apart and maybe like you should really be a bit more. Oh, that's interesting. What have you got there? That
Yes.
you know, that kind of thing.
So as Macpherson and Fingers are enamored by this unlikely treasure, how's Kit feeling? What's going on with Kit right now?
Listen, I'm making sure that I'm just letting him scavenge. It's not my thing. So, so I read the glyphs. Now I'm like trying to look at all these posters and look around to see if there are any rooms and where we should go next. Like where outside of this room, because obviously they're not in this huge lobby type area. I'm looking for stairways or anything like that, just so I can see where we should go next. And like maybe footprints in any of the like dirt or moss or whatever is, covering the ground in here. Anything like that, just to try to see where we go next.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, go ahead and roll me an insight survive check. And we'll say the difficulty is going to be 1.
Thanks. I got an 11, and I swear it's the same dice every time. Another nat 20 or nat 1. Sorry, not nat
Okay,
20.
okay.
It's 1. It's got the glyph on it.
All right,
Um,
fantastic. Sorry, what was your first number?
11.
11.
But
Okay.
my insight, it's a 7 and a 1 for my.
Okay, so you have 2 successes. So you get 1 momentum here. You're looking around and you see that there is a plaque that has a map, but it's inconveniently rusted over. You can't read the map. However, you look down at the ground instead, and you do see footprints. You can see that there has been traffic
Okay.
in and out of this area. Not super fresh, but at some point in the last week or two. And you can see that the main lobby breaks off into 2 different directions. It seems that there is a number of heating chambers, perhaps, more towards the innards of the functionality of the building, and then probably in the direction of crafting workshops.
Hmm.
So more of a factory on one side, and then more of the main core and the well of power, the control room sort of energy.
And GM, is the well like a wet well, or is it like, where's the dripping sound coming from?
The dripping sound is coming from the power control room, so away from
That
the
sounds
workshops.
wet to me.
Hey guys. So there's a map. And I know you got the bits and the wires and stuff. There is a map. Can't really read much of it, but if you look, it looks like there's somebody's been here. There's some footprints. I'm not sure how
Yeah,
many.
but
there
where
can-
is it wet though?
It looks like that way has like the mechanical, like the factory bits where like stuff. It makes stuff go and work. And more this way is more like the laboratory type working area. So I don't know. And which way did the footprints lead? Did I see either way or?
Towards the water.
Okay. Yeah. So, but the prints seem to go where the water is, like what you were saying you want to go check out. So maybe we go there after y'all scavenge.
Not just
the
because I'm like a river grabber, but I just always think that finding water is a good idea.
Yeah.
Following the footprints sounds good to me. So if we're all heading in the same direction for different reasons, it's all the same.
Teamwork. Let's go.
Okay. What sort of energy are y'all proceeding down the tunnel with? We're just wondering.
I've picked up a side of the thing that I've kicked apart, and I'm using it like a shield. And I'm in the back because I'm very nervous, and I'm making Kit go in front of me.
Okay. I love that. This sounds extremely unwieldy. Can I get
Yes.
a might move check from you, Fingers?
For
And we'll say
show.
Difficulty is going to be 1.
Nice. Okay.
Let's see if you bang it up against the walls by accident or not.
So,
Dragging it down the corridor very nicely.
it's a no from me, dog,
Oh
is
no.
the answer.
Okay.
But I would like to say that I did solve a problem using stealth with something I salvaged from somewhere that was dangerous. So I'll take a
Yes.
growth.
Yes, take your growth. Absolutely.
But yeah, no,
Okay.
I beef this completely.
Fingers
Right.
has this makeshift shield that occasionally just kind of tips over in a direction and bonk, bang, hits the walls and it reverberates with this sort of
Oh, sorry.
deep sound.
No, just being careful.
I feel like I'm
I-
probably following you, being like, careful, left. No, it's caught on that.
My left or your left?
Your my left. Your
Bang.
your yes.
Bang.
I'm just looking at the ground, trying to follow any prints, and just
It's
going,
like I'm so scared.
"Oh,
I wish I was on the other team.
I love this. Okay, so Macpherson, can I please get an insight survive check from you?
Okay, let's see how that goes. What's my difficulty here?
Difficulty is gonna be 2.
I'm a
Um,
survivor.
How
much momentum we got?
Yeah. 5.
5.
Oh, spend that.
Spend.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
spending 1, so I'll get 3 dice. Insight is 11. Survive. Let's not talk about that.
You should
okay.
roll extra.
I've got a 6, a 7, and a 4. So 3 successes.
Okay. All right, cool. So you get 1 momentum. And so as it's looking at the ground, as Fingers is trying to manipulate this large hulking thing, you decide to look up. And when you look up, you can see that the ceiling is moving.
Yeah.
It's undulating, it's dark, and it's skittering. Macpherson is the only one who sees this right now.
I think probably I look up, probably out of just exasperation of trying to explain how to move this piece of metal to Fingers, and I'm just like, and then my instructions, instead of being left a bit, right a bit, just to become stop, stop, everyone, stop,
I
everyone,
think I've got it.
and then inexplicably from nowhere, like a sudden burst of energy, McPherson's just like, stop.
What?
And they look around, and I'm clearly just,
As everyone looks up, you can see enormous insects. Nightmares crossed between wasps and hornets. There is an iridescent honey orange quality to their fractal wings. They have slug-like bodies that start with razor-sharp mandibles and end with a single large hooked barbed stinger. Their
Yum, yum,
black almond-shaped glassy eyes are flat against their head, but reflect every source of light that beads into this chamber.
okay.
Are they completely organic?
They look like it.
Okay, GM.
You didn't roll anything. You're not getting any.
It
So if you, I'll say,
seems untrapped. Sure. Okay, fine.
if you want to roll an insight survive check to see if they're organic, you're more than welcome to do that. Difficulty is 1.
Okay.
Do you guys have something you want to do? Because I have an action, but I'll let you guys go first because I've done a few fuckeries already today.
They're not hostile yet.
Okay, that kind of
That's what
answers
the-
my only question, which was, are they just doing their thing, or but then you described
You
parts
are
of their
being
anatomy
watched.
as being razor sharp. I was like, well, that's kind of a lead if ever I heard one. So,
Yes.
Kit?
So essentially, I'll give everyone an opportunity to do something before inevitably they start chasing or attacking.
Do I have any knowledge of what these these creatures, and specifically I'm like food wise, like do they what they eat, and if I have any rations on me that they would find as a tasty treat that I can
cool.
distract them with? That would be my thought process, oh crap, distract them if possible.
I'll say that this specific creature you've never seen before. It seems that maybe this is like an underground / inside sort of thing. So this specific creature you've never seen. I will say though that some qualities that kind of jump out at you is it seems to have a carapace, so kind of like a tough, like chitinous sort of
Exoskeleton.
body. Yeah, so it's going to be a little hard to hit it, but essentially it's got wings, which are essentially vulnerable points to attack. You would know just from fighting other things. And it's got 2 big ol' eyeballs. Other than that, you have no
Yeah.
information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Him, he's so small. He's so small.
know.
He's really good.
Baby.
Dog break.
Jeez.
Macpherson, was there anything you're doing?
I think
Mhm.
probably his Macpherson's just unable to look away and is currently trying to find his like a wrench or something which he can brandish, fully in the knowledge that he is not the best person in a fight, but
Yeah, I don't look at your character sheets. Kid's the only one with a weapon.
Yeah, I would try
Uh,
to maneuver myself to where I am in, maybe because I was kind of I
Well-
mean, with them being above us, I'm not necessarily sure that there's a way for me to get in front of the action. But if there was, if it felt like there was
Mhm.
an order of operations, I would try to get in front as a defensive position for the rest of the group.
Okay.
I
So
have
I'll say
I have
that Kit
Sorry.
moves over to the front and tries to assume a defensive position. That'll be your action. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, it's cool. Sorry. I do have those supply points, and it does say on one of my origins is I have it here somewhere, which is I start with 2 extra. So I may as well start eating through these. And rather than say a weapon, because I don't think that's quite fitting, but maybe there's something like, I don't know, maybe like a cattle prod or something I can not do much damage with, but I could maybe give someone a little zap or something with,
You've got a little girlish taser going on. You've got one of those itty bitty ones
Why,
that they
thank
give
you.
to teenagers for some reason.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll have one of those.
Not in this
Yeah.
country, they're not allowed.
We'll say that you essentially have a device that can release a charge. It's not strong enough to straight up stun something, but it is enough to be a distraction and or maybe do something scientific with.
Yeah. It's a battery charger, and I've stuck a bit of tinfoil in it to bridge the gap, basically.
Perfect.
I'm there
Yes,
running at
I love
people with
it.
my battery charger.
Okay, so I'll say to create that, we'll use 1 supply.
Cool. Happy to do that.
Okay, so you begin to fumble around in your bags and then you produce this.
Yeah.
This static
Cables are
device.
connected and moved around on the...
Mhm. And what would you like to do, Fingers?
Right. Fingers has bag of tricks. So I can also use a supply point. What I would like to do is I would like to start frosking the bag of tricks and pull out some liquids. And my plan is to run some of the copper wire we got from the previous scene and basically do essentially like a charged iron splitting, create a gas, and then make a large foam that will just sort of fill up the thing. That's my plan. Okay.
I love
So
that.
I'm doing electrophoresis? Yeah, I'm doing electrophoresis. I'm pulling charged particles in 2 different directions to create a gas. And my mechanical thing is I can prevent an NPC from moving next turn.
Oh.
So I would like to delay, basically goop them in place for 1 turn while we book it.
I love it. Okay, as you do that, what does it smell like? What kind of colors do we see? Paint a picture of what it looks like when this wall of foam essentially will cover the ceiling, but it will eventually break apart.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you might want to get behind me for this bit.
When you say that, I look
can
over.
you just hold that battery pack? And just in front of this rudimentary shitty shield that I have, I'm gonna start like dumping different colored fluids. I'm like, this was supposed to be a sourdough starter, but it didn't go very well. And then I'm unspooling pieces of wire. I'm just like, give me 1 second. And I say, I'll shield your eyes for a second. It's just this like, as just like a mass of gas just like shoots up from it, like kind of like elephant toothpaste. And it smells incredibly like peppermint. It's just like this massive like minty like toothpaste smell. I'm like, and one. It doesn't last for very long.
Yes,
it makes really bad bread.
An overwhelming cloud of this permeating stink of mint fills this hallway, and you see it smatters all over these creatures, and you can see the outlines of their bodies as they begin to frantically flutter and jerk against this foam, buying you a moment of time.
Run. It's running. Running is now.
Okay.
We book it.
I'll turn and run and only mumble slightly about having appeared to being outscienced rather thoroughly.
You run.
And outbaked, apparently.
I'm running upward and being in the back to where, like, if they do start, I will be the first one that they hit.
Okay. So as you begin to retreat, you retreat into the main chamber. You've bought some time, and it is by the time that you are approaching the center of the lobby that you hear the buzzing sound of these creatures as they pursue you and begin to lunge forward, now smelling desperately, intensely of mint, carrying that scent with them as they begin to dive down on the party, forcing you into combat. And that is where we're going to end our session for today. Please join us for the third and final episode as we see what happens as our wonderful cast members meet the Corno Wasps and figure out what happened with Eldersmith Eewin.
Hopefully.
But before we go, I would love to give everyone a chance to do an outro. So please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what you're up to. And we'll toss it on over to Steve.
Hello, I've been an Steve. I work here at Modiphius doing video things on YouTube and Twitch, and that's probably where you'll find me. So please do subscribe, whatever you're watching this on. It's all over the place. Yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to Naomi.
Hi, I have been Naomi, and if you want to hear more interesting stuff, you can check out London Facts on Realm's Liminal London series, in which I tell you interesting facts about London, such as the first traffic light that was ever built in London exploded and hit a police officer, and then one wasn't used for many, many years. And you can also find me at Naomi Thinks It on everything all over the internet.
Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to April.
April Hill, community manager here at Modiphius. You can find me at April Nicole Hill all over the socials. And I like to post about painting miniatures, our Fallout miniatures, and making tabletop terrain. And soon I will be running Royal Flush, where you can watch it here. Because that's where we'll be here too.
Thank you very much. And I have been your Gamemaster StellaLuna. You can find me on Twitch at StellaLuna TV, everywhere else at StellaLuna, StellaLuna TV, everywhere else. I do TTRPG stuff. I just like wearing wigs and throwing dice and having a good time with people. So you'll find me doing all of that, more of that every day. You can find out what I've been up to and what I'm going to be in over at my Blue Sky at StellaLuna.tv. But that's going to be it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back with episode 3, the final chapter of our story. We'll see you next time.